Yes, people, welcome back to Football Central. Welcome back to the Emirates era podcast. Arsenal have beaten West Ham by 1-0. And my God, it wasn't easy. My God, my heart rate is still through the roof. I'm sure yours is too. Before we get into this, please drop a like, please subscribe. I always forget to ask people to subscribe straight away. But we're closing down on 1,000 subscribers, so please press that subscribe button. It means everything. Let me welcome the panel. As always, we've got Joseph Charm in the building. We've got Chloe Laurel in the building. And we've got Nathan Sayers in the building. We've got to clap it in, people. Oh, we've got to clap in that absolute stress fest. We couldn't have written a more stressful script for today. I woke up this morning, I thought... I didn't think it would be easy. But I looked at the last two seasons we've gone there. We scored 11 goals in 2 years, 6-0 and 5-2. And the way we've been playing recently, keeping clean sheets, creating a lot of chances, Gyökeres in form, Saka back, I thought surely this is... Maybe not... Surely it's not going to be comfortable, but surely we get the win. It's not a stressful day, but my God, it was the polar opposite. And I don't even know where to start. I did a video on my own page and I said, again, I don't know where to start in terms of talking about this game. Because it almost feels like the Rife storyline happened right at the end, the VAR decision. I think we need to wait. We'll talk about that later. Obviously, we'll get into that. I guess we've got to start at the beginning. We've got to start with maybe the first 20 minutes.
I want to know how long this has taken off our life. Yeah.
How many years has it taken off our life, Nate? Oh my God. It's absolutely insane.
It's horrific. Honestly, my heart rate was up through the roof. I was walking around the house again. I didn't see the last 5 minutes.
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes, yeah, I called my dad after and he said that he turned it off at like 87. Just like went in the garden, walking around, doing hoovering. Then he was checking like the Sky Sports app. Then he put it on for a couple of minutes. And as he put it on, he said they were checking the VAR decision. It said 1-1. He said his heart dropped. Apparently his watch said, you're going to have a heart attack, like go to A&E or something crazy. The amount of Arsenal fans that have just aged a ridiculous amount is absolutely insane. I still haven't come down to earth. I'm still not. Sorry?
It's all going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth it.
It absolutely is. But
we'll look back at the parade. We'll be there. We'll look back and be like, we wouldn't change it for the world.
We won it in the most stressful way possible.
We'll win it in such dramatic fashion. You know,
yeah, if we do win it.
City I've got point.
Bro, I've got a friend called Mick, and he was at the game today. He's 26 years old. This is him after the game. Shout out my friend Mick. Yeah, he was there supporting. Shout out Shay as well. Yeah, did you see him? He was in the West Ham fans.
Yeah, Shay undercover.
Undercover. But honestly, listen, where do we start?
It was
Joe. Talk to me.
It was. I'm so happy. I'm so the word is overwhelmed, like with happiness. It's stressful to watch us play like this, to be honest with you, because again, we can poke holes in our attacking game here, but then we have to contextualize everything, right? For me, I was of the mindset going into this game, we should steamroll them. Like at the end of the day, they're battling relegation. We're fighting for trophies. We shouldn't offer them or afford them the respect they feel they deserve in a sense. But they showed up in terms of defensively. They were compact. They put, all their men behind the ball. But the one thing that I liked is, yet again, we created chances, even though that was the case, right? We were trying. We were shooting from outside the box. We were trying to put ourselves in good positions early on. But again, it was just a little bit too average. And there's something that we're going to need if we're really going to cement ourselves like in the history books. And it's probably more pertaining to Champions League, because I do think we're actually going to win the Prem, right? No problem. But we're going to need our players to bring individual magic. We are going to need it, because I'll parallel it with Manchester City's performance. It was yesterday with Jeremy Doku. He got to 60 minutes and it took a special moment to just break the deadlock. It took something that was like out of this world, where you're like, rah, okay, yeah, this is what it is. But we need that. That's where we are now. The next few games, we're going to need to rely on individual standout performances, because I don't think team performances are going to be enough. I just don't think that is going to be enough now, because teams are locking it up. They're making it difficult for us, and we need our players to stand up. And a special shout out to our skipper, who so many people turn their backs on, who so many people have written off. He came on, took the armband, took responsibility, and he was the one that created that goal. And I don't care. Try and say it wasn't easy what he did. It was in tight spaces, one touch football, getting involved. He created that goal. And Trossard, when we needed him most, he's been quiet for games upon games. When we needed him to pull out a Trossard special, he put the ball in, and I lost my mind.
25 games without a goal for Trossard as well.
25 games without a goal. So we just need these moments to come earlier on in the game and then continue going. But I think because of the scale of what's going on, it's just a bit mad, isn't it? It's just a bit hard, because I'm sure the players are feeling that pressure as well. But
100%.
I'm calm, but the truth is I'm just overwhelmed. I'm actually like, guys, we have never been so close to the Premier League in 23 years. I can't even think straight. I'm like, where am I? Like, where actually am I? We are 2 games away. In fact, 3 games away from a double, bro. Like,
I can't process it. I still haven't processed the Champions League final yet. I'm still not there.
In fact, we might be 2 games away from this, because if Palace do us a favor,
I don't think Palace will.
Palace or Bournemouth, to be honest.
They're going to rest. Palace are going to prioritise Europa. They're going to rest their team. They're going to prioritise Europa.
Game. Listen, Oli Glasner should not be underestimated. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If whatever we could be holding a trophy at Burnley. We could, theoretically speaking.
Yeah.
So I'm just, one thing I will say before I hand it back to you, Chris, is the feeling of, it felt a lot closer again. I don't know, like when we were ahead, like last week, I thought, yeah, okay, now it's done. But then as I was looking at the game and was playing it, I was like, nah, we've got pressure. Like this could still fall apart, like very quickly. Like we are 1 game away from it falling apart. But it didn't. It ain't falling apart yet.
And that's all that matters. Hey, no yet. There's no yet.
Not yet.
There's no yet. We'll talk about players. We'll talk about the decision as well. But Chloe, let me just come to you. Where are you at? I've seen you do some elite trolling online. Your videos after games are always elite.
That's what I do, man. It's what I do.
Talk to me about where your head's at, how you're feeling right now.
Do you know what? I'll be honest, like I said, I don't feel like Palace will do us any favours. I think they'll do us a favour. Like we'll deal with Palace. But in terms of City, I feel like Glasner's going to rest the squad. Like, I think we have to be realistic. They're not winning the league. They're not going to qualify for Europe through the Premier League. They're going to want to do Europa, right? And obviously, if they do Europa, they get promoted from the conference into actual Europa League. It's like a cheat code into the Champions League if they work their way up that way, right? So I just think like the only people that are going to win this league, I say this all the time, for us is us. Today, West Ham came, and I'm so sorry, my cat is playing with a toy in the background. So I'm sorry if the mic is picking that up, but he's just living his best life. But yeah, I just feel like today there was moments and it was so shaky, and I was like, oh. And when you're in the pub and there's like Oppo fans in there and they're screaming like, yeah, when West Ham's, because at first when they scored, I was like, no. And then I thought they was checking to see if it went over the line. And then I was like, yeah, it's a goal. And then I see Arteta like this. So I'm like, okay, what, was there a handball? Then I'm looking, I'm like, there's no handball. And then I clocked the fouls. I'm going to say fouls, plural, on Raya. And I was like, okay, that's what they're checking. But I want to point out one thing, right? Because do you remember in one of the previous pods, and we were speaking about the amount of times they watched back that Eze, what should have been penalty, right? And everyone was saying, oh, it wasn't a foul. Oh, it was never a penalty. And rare. Now it's so funny how the hens come home to roost, because now everyone is saying what we were saying in that game about the foul on Raya in this game. And it's just like, you kind of see the hypocrisy in the game when it comes to a team that you don't like. Either way, like I said, I don't care if we win by 10 goals. I don't care if we win by 1 goal. I don't even care if we park the bus we need to win that league. Like, we need to bring the trophy home. Like, if we score one goal and part the boss for the rest of the game, that's it. So, do you see what I'm saying? So I'm happy we got it across the line. We're 270 minutes away from a double, 90 minutes away from a Champions League. It's crazy when you actually deep in minutes the close. I feel like it's, when there's the videos of the carrot dangling and it's so close. That's how I feel right now. So I feel happy, and I feel like I said, I don't care how we get it done, and I'm a happy girl.
Yeah, I completely agree. Nathan, talk to me, man. I like that hat. You got Arsenal hat on today.
I'm actually at the point now where I don't care how we win.
Yeah.
I don't care how we've got 2 games to go now. Like, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter that was probably another terrible performance. And if that came after that bad run of games we had, then I'd have to overanalyze it and say that these players need to do better. But it's actually at that point now. And you put it, again, context is everything. And you're playing West Ham fighting relegation. It's going to be tough. Like, they haven't played 5 at the back. I can't remember how many games they said. They've not played 5 at the back like that in a couple of games at least. So they knew it was going to be tough. And they did the work. They did the hard work. They did exactly what they needed to do. We should have scored in the first half. I think they had said we had like 7 chances. 5 of those came within like a 2-minute spell. Like, realistically, top of the league, you need to be putting those away. Let's be honest. Like, no matter what position you play on the pitch, if you get in that many chances, you give a centre back.
Finish your dinner.
You've got to be finishing your dinner no matter what position you're in. But like I said, I don't want to go into it too much. I'm happy with the result. It was an absolute horror performance, horror game. I said I don't want to experience anything like that again as a football fan, as an Arsenal fan. Like I said,
felt like horror.
I want to know how many years this sport has taken off of my life, because it's getting real intense now.
It is. Well, let's talk about the game though. Let's go through it, because I thought we started well. I thought first 15-20 minutes we were on top.
We did.
You can see what West Ham set up to do with 5 at the back, defensive, try and hit us on the counter attack. They weren't really hitting us. I thought we were controlling the game. Trossard played a lovely ball around the corner with the outside of his foot. Calafiori had so much space. All he's got to do is just slide it through the little gap between Mavropanos and the keeper to Gyökeres, and he's got a tap in. He takes too long. Then he tries to shoot with the Trivela, and the defender gets a block. Then we have the set piece, the corner. I can't remember who, was it Saliba got the first header or Gabriel? Keeper touches it onto the bar. Then it comes to Trossard from like 2 yards out. You have to score that chance. He hits the post. Then it falls back out, scrambling. Then there was another one where I thought Saliba could have if he just slides in, I think he scores. Didn't go for it. Hesitated, and the defender cleared it. And it just felt like that first 10-15 minutes we're having chances. But in my head, when that happens, I'm always like, maybe it's just going to be one of them days where we have 15, 20 shots. I think we'd had 10 shots in the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something. And it was still 0-0. And then we need to talk about this, the decision. Ben White went down injured. Yeah. And in my head, I'm thinking, right, Mosquera for Ben White has to be a like-for-like substitution. Arteta decided to put Rice at right back, which for the life of me, I could not understand. We had a number 5 last year who used to go right back a lot. And when he played right back, it never worked. Every time he started right back, we never used to win, and it was barely ever effective. To now take your best, arguably your best player, most influential midfielder, and put him at right back, I did not understand the decision. I thought it was a mistake.
I didn't understand it.
And you saw from that moment onwards, the momentum completely shifted. They put a stat on the screen. From up to 25 minutes, we had like 12 shots or however many shots it was, 10 shots. And in 25 to 45, I think we had 1. And we had 1 touch in their box when Rice went to right back. It was the wrong decision. And then we saw Arteta at half-time realise he made the mistake and changed it. Go on, Joe.
Well, look, I think when he made it, I was a little bit confused, but I wasn't completely mad at it, because it wouldn't be the first time that Declan Rice has played at right back for us, right? Now, it's not the preferred option. We've got a more obvious solution in that Mosquera transition there. But I think at the time, because we were in total control of the ball and where we are, the way Declan Rice has played right back in the past is that he actually contributes a lot significantly in the middle as well. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but I'm saying at the time, I'm like, he does contribute a lot in the middle. Then there's a lot of trust with Lewis Skelly, again, like with how he's been playing recently, about playing passes forward, and then you get Zubimendi involved as well. And then actually you can see a version or see a world where in which there is more control in our midfield like that. That said, it was the wrong decision, and he picked it up early enough to make that change, which I don't think he's getting credit for. Managers are always going to tinker and do.
Well, I'll definitely give him credit for it.
Make those changes.
I would agree to an extent if our right back was the one that inverts, but it's not. Our left back inverts into midfield. You have Calafiori, who even when Rice went to right back was still inverting, was still in the middle of the pitch a lot. Rice was just playing as a right back. He wasn't getting into midfield.
No, I know.
He wasn't getting into the
but that's
middle
where it didn't work.
On the touchline.
No, that's where it didn't work. But in the past, that's what Rice was doing. Right, they would shift and Rice would go into that kind of midfield position when we were in possession of the ball. So it's not like Rice was hugging the touchline when he did it against Brighton or anything like that. That wasn't the case at all. Rice would kind of go into that 6 almost, and then our midfielders would then push up a little bit more. So he wasn't bombing on like that. So I understand what he was trying to do. I don't agree with it, but I wasn't like completely like angered by it. I was just more like...
No, okay, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I was. I love Mikel.
It does seem like
that decision was.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
It doesn't actually make any sense because there's no benefit. There's actually no benefit to doing it.
Yeah,
and I think
I think. Go on, Nath.
I think there was a point where the ball. I think Ben White had already gone off. We were down to 10. And Rice let the ball go out because I assumed that he knew that the sub was going to come and that it was going to rotate and he was just going to go back to his position. But there was a confusing look between Rice and Skelly because I think that Rice assumed that Skelly would have gone off maybe. I don't know, but there was a weird look that they gave each other when the ball rolled out. And then I think it's not even that Rice being out of position and out of his best position. I think it's actually just the confusion that it then leaves everybody in. Like, why are we... Everybody else looking around like, why is now our best player playing right back all of a sudden?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
It's just that message that when you make a sub, the message sends to everybody else, and I think it was the confusion that kind of then led to the downfall for the rest of that half. Personally,
look, I hear it.
I think Rice can do the job at right back. I think he can. I don't think it's the right decision, the right time to be experimenting. But if you're going to put one other player at right back, it would be Rice, right? So
I think the most confusing part of the decision more than anything was the fact that we had Mosquera on the bench. And
exactly.
But that's what I was gonna say. It's not like Ben got a red card and he got sent off when we went down to 10 men. It's a matter of he's injured. We're making a sub. Mosquera's on the bench. There's just no need to do that in a game that's at high stake as it is at this point where we need to win every game. It didn't make sense to take our best player and sit him so defensively when he is probably our best opportunity at going forward and just driving forward. It just didn't make sense to me. But he did correct it, you know. But,
he did. That's the thing, though. Christian Mosquera is so good. He came on at Anfield after 5 minutes when Saliba went off and was incredible. Was it Timber that went off against Tottenham at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? He played right back. It was incredible. He's played so many. He started against Bayern Munich this season when we beat him at the Emirates.
No, there's no question in it. Yeah,
we know we can rely on him.
I just think that's what his rationale was. I just think it was more of, again, it wasn't the right decision, but I kind of understand why he thought it would be a good thing. I think with them playing 5 at the back, you know, you want to add bodies into the middle. He's probably hoping that Declan Rice would support them a lot more and get that opportunity. Because if we're being honest, we've been praising Lewis Skelly a lot more than Declan Rice for their forward play in the last couple of games that he's played. Look, Zubimendi is a brilliant midfielder as well, right? So you get free midfield. Well, I say midfielders. Rice is all the way out that way, innit? But like. Anyway, the point is, after 15 minutes, he made the decision and said this is wrong. How do you not feel about Zubimendi? Because obviously, double sub.
It's a bit mad, isn't it? Because now I've actually got full trust in Lewis Skelly to play in that thing, and I want to see Rice in the 6 next season and play Skelly in the 8. Genuinely, I think it's been a revelation the last couple of games. I think it's been crazy how he's just not been playing. It's madness. It's actually madness how he's just stepped in. And I know he's proven a point, and I hope he feels like he's got to prove a point for the rest of his career if he's going to play like that. But Zubimendi, yes, performances are falling off a cliff at the minute.
Yeah, I think he's really struggling to adapt to the Premier League.
he's played a lot, and it's got a lot more physical towards the end of the season. So
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
played way too many minutes, I think.
I think him and Rice have played the most minutes out of our whole squad.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have. And him and
It's
Rice and
Rice and
Raya.
then Zubamendi, and he's still adapting to the Prem. I think he's struggling with the adaptation, and the amount of football that he's actually having to play is just, it's insane. He's not
And
used
it's
to
the
it.
responsibility that comes with those games as well, right? It's
Yeah.
not just like minutes that you've got to play, not like mid-table team, see what happens. It's
Yeah.
every single game.
There's a lot on the line. Yeah.
There's a lot emotionally on the line at the same time as physically and mentally as
Yeah.
well. It's a lot.
His,
It's a lot tough to deal with. And it's no, you know, no shame on him, pressure on him, and you know, it's not his fault. It's just the way the game is. It's just the way the Premier League works.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
I think his confidence looks low as well, man. There was a time where he got the ball in some space. I don't know if you guys remember. All he had to do was play. I can't remember if it was to Noni or Saka or whoever was on the right. He had to play a ball when there was an attack and he overhit it and
Noni.
it went out. Do you remember? It went out. Was it to Noni? I think it might have been Noni.
Not out.
Was it
The
Noni or
one that
Saka?
Noni did was it went into the keeper's hands.
No,
I think
no,
it was
talking about
Saka.
Zubamendi. The ball broke to him in the center of the pitch and he overhit a pass out of play. And if he got the pass right, he had like a 3-on-3.
It was the Saka.
He has made. Looking back, he has made a couple of mistakes that have led to goals as well, or big chances. And you think when that much is on the line, and you're the he's not the sole reason, but you are partly the reason for it, and you're the one that loses the ball. That confidence is going to go. Unfortunately,
it's one of those things. It's going
to happen. So
it's like a goalkeeper and the strikers. They go through this every single game, right? You can have a brilliant game, but if you make a mistake and it leads to a goal, then your whole purpose is just kind of futile. And I feel like
he's in the riskiest position
for him, he's been a good signing. I think the first half of the season we saw how good a player he was, but again he had too many of those moments, which has kind of blemished him as a whole. Because now it's like, we don't need you to be good for 80 minutes, or we don't need you to be good for 75 minutes of a game. We actually need you to just concentrate for the whole 90 minutes. And I actually still think there's a player in there. I think that he's like...
Oh, of course. There's 100% a player in there, Joe. Definitely.
I just think, as you say, more rotation is required going into next season already. Like, more rotation is definitely required. Like, we've got the midfielders. And
the reason I say confidence as well is because I think I can literally pinpoint the moment where his performances fell off a cliff. And it was when he gave the ball to Brian and Burma at the Emirates against Man United and they scored. Basically gave them the goal in that game. And since then, he played well against... Villa was before that, wasn't it? Or was Villa just after? I think he played well against Leverkusen in the home leg. We beat him 2-0. Apart from that, I struggle to think of games where he's had like real... Go on.
I don't think there's been like real standout performances, but like, because he was on the up. I feel like the last
he started out well
before Skelly came back. He started to come back into a bit of form where it's like he wasn't actually playing bad. He was playing better. He was like a lot more familiar with him, right? As you say, the Leverkusen game is the one that kind of stands out to me. He had a good game against Leverkusen. I think the issue is that with Skelly coming in, it's such a breath of fresh air. And it's like, oh my gosh, this feels so different and so good. Recency bias can make us feel like someone's done a lot worse than they actually have been. The reality of the situation is Skelly deserves to be where he is. He does deserve to start ahead of him because of the performance he's been putting in. But again, Zubamendi just needs a bit of a break, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think we need to remember that though, because like I love Skelly. I've been screaming his name for months. I've been saying play him in the midfield for the longest time because he's not been getting game time. But I think we do need to remember he does absolutely deserve to be where he is. He deserves to be starting games. He's played outstandingly, but he's very well rested because he wasn't getting the game time. Zubamendi is knackered. He's knackered. He's adjusting to a new league. He's played like the second most minutes out of our whole squad. Skelly's talented. He's strong. He's creative. You know, he's attacking, but he's got fresh legs. He's been resting because he's not been played. He's not even come on as a sub in a lot of games. So he's coming on, like you said, Joe, with something to prove. He's proving it. Absolutely. He's doing well. You know, he's showing us exactly who he is, and he is him, you know, and he deserves every opportunity. But I do think it's unfair to say, like, in regards to Zoobs, because I think like you said, he's not really had standout performances, but it is hard to adjust to what is actually asked of him, the pressure. And we know they see all the stuff that's being said of them. So all of that on top of someone who's adjusting to this whole new life in London, it's like, you know, you kind of got to give him a bit of
I agree.
a break.
I do think
So-
everything we're saying is true though. And look, in the 67th minute, he took him off to sub the
Yeah.
sub. Came on in the 28th to take him off in the 67th. Says it's not working. He wasn't playing well.
Yeah.
Overhitting.
You got to
some
be
passes,
brutal
it was
though. This
sideways
point in
and
the
backwards.
season,
Have to be brutal.
I
Have
don't
to
know
be
if
brutal.
it's so much just
Yeah.
purely driven by that more than it was driven by Arteta going for it. And
Attacking,
I think if we put it to that, we're discrediting the manager massively, because for
I think it's
such a
both.
long time, everybody always likes pragmatism or anything like that. But Arteta's looked at that situation and gone, "We are going for it." Like,
yeah, you've got to be
Havertz,
cutthroat.
get on the pitch. We're gonna need to play more attacking football. We're gonna
Yeah.
need our attackers on the pitch here. And that's what I think was the bigger driver. I don't think it was really driven by Zubamendi's performances as such, but I just know that Arteta looks at that and goes, "You're not going to offer me more attackingly than an Odegaard
Yeah.
or a Kai
Our game
Havertz."
winner.
That's just
It's
fact.
just, what do I need to do to get this done? What do I need to do to get
It's
3
not
points
personal.
today? And you've got to be
Personal.
cutthroat. You've got to do what you've got to do. People might not agree with it. People might be happy about it, but this is what needs to be done. And Odegaard came on and
Oh
it was
man,
great.
we've got to talk about him. He came on and played like a captain. He was on
Yeah.
absolute smoke. He was so good.
Yeah.
Controlled the
Yeah.
game as soon as he got on that pitch. Him and Noni linking up well. I think Noni let him down a couple of times in terms of getting the ball back to him, little kind of link up play. And then that moment, like I feel like all this whole podcast has been like foreplay leading up to what we actually want to talk about, which is pretty much the last 10, 15 minutes of that game. But yeah, Odegaard came on and
This is
smoked.
Arsenal after dark.
Huh?
So this is Arsenal after dark.
Arsenal after dark. Lock in, people.
After the
Odegaard
watershed.
was brilliant. And then, look, so it got to that point. Odegaard had the ball in and around the edge. And I was thinking, cross it, put it back post, get it in the box. Like, I was getting a little bit frustrated. I was like, let's just get it in the box. It was a nice little link-up play. I was like, come on, back post. Havertz is in there. Gyökeres, just get it in there. All of a sudden, plays the ball to Declan Rice. Rice plays it back to him. And so quick, I'm thinking he's overhit that. A heavy pass back to him. Odegaard with a silky first touch. Brings it down. Little shimmy. And then who do you want to be in that position at a crux, pivotal moment of a season?
Clutch.
A little man that steps up in the biggest of moments. Man like Leandro Trossard.
Man,
Puts
what
the
a
ball in the
goal.
back of the net.
Leo.
Oh my God, what a moment. I went
Credit to
absolutely
Arteta, man.
mental.
And I think I'm so glad he was the one to get the assist, because similarly to Saka, I'm sure he would be the first to tell you that this hasn't been his greatest season.
Yeah.
And like after, but I think there is definitely something going on from an injury point of view. He's had bad luck this year, and this is what Arsenal fans need to remember. That guy in the first few months is this. If it's not his knee, it was his shoulder. After he comes back, then it was this problem, and it was like it was stop start. Even before this game, he was not fully fit. They were testing him like in the warm-up before the game to work out whether or not he would be fit enough to actually feature in this game. So you're talking about a player who throughout the whole season physically is not really himself or in his fullest, form or in his final form. He probably had a few games where, he isn't, delivering. No, he definitely had a few games where he wasn't delivering the standard that he needed to deliver. But you're talking about somebody who is stop, start, stop, start. When you play football, you need a run of games to get back into fitness, to get back into match fitness, to get back into a flow state. And when you've got your fan base turning against you, when you've got ex-legends turning against you, talking about give the armband to Declan Rice because we love Declan Rice so much, it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful, and I was so against it. I hated it. I can't stand it when people are like, "Oh, he's not a real captain." It's like, no, you have no idea how much these players respect Martin Odegaard behind the scenes. You have no idea how much this guy loves the club, how much he's fighting for us. It's got absolutely nothing to do with that. Yes, is Declan Rice candidate to be a captain at Arsenal. 1,000,000,000%. The same way that Gabriel is, the same way that Bukayo Saka is. Okay, maybe a little bit more because of his stature and what he represents. And he looks like a traditional football captain because he's vocal on the pitch. But Martin Odegaard is very clearly a captain, and they respect the hell out of that guy. So for him to get that moment, you could see when he said when Trossard scored, he fell to his knees. When you do that, you know what it means. Like, it's like he loves this club, and I hope
Yeah.
that Arsenal fans look at that moment and remember that this guy has contributed significantly to our rebirth, to our journey of being that top club again. He has been one of the ones that are at the forefront of that, along with a few others, but he's very much a part of that, and he deserves to lift up that trophy with the armband on in front of everybody. 1,000,000,000%.
100%.
I love the guy. So
yeah, Nathan, talk to me, man. He came on, it looked like a man on a mission today, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. I think Joe said everything that I would want to say about that guy. I've always said he's too good of a football player not to be on that pitch. And it's difficult with the injuries and stuff. But yeah, he's a magician. There's a reason he's Arsenal captain. There's a reason Mikel trusts him. There's a reason him, Saka and Ben White had all that link-up play a couple of seasons ago. There's a reason he comes on today and gets the assist and plays the way he did. Like, there's no other way to put it. People can, criticize him, saying that it doesn't look like he's the Arsenal captain. But like you say, it is probably just the stature. Declan Rice as a CDM, English, does suit that profile of an Arsenal captain. But yeah, Odegaard for me is magic, man. Like, I think he is underrated. He is underrated as a footballer, I think. I know he's had a difficult season because of injuries and the numbers don't help. But the way he makes me feel comfortable when I watch him, I know the ball's always going to be safe when it's at his feet. I know he's going to always try and play the right pass. I don't think he's as much of a risk taker as maybe Miles Lewis-Skelly at the minute. I think Skelly is prepared to take those risks.
Yeah.
But I think that also comes with the history of playing for Arsenal in the last couple of seasons. Like, same as the Zubamendi thing. When you have a couple of seasons playing for Arsenal and we do bottle it, you're gonna not want to play those risky passes. You're gonna want to try and find another solution. But today, yeah, unreal. It was them little touches in the box before the assist. I don't want to say it because I think it's, again, a bit recency bias. I don't want to give Cherky these sort of flowers, but it was kind of Cherky-esque, that little dribble in the box close to feet and found the right pass. So
I think it was Odegaard-esque, man. That's
Odegaard.
what we used to see from him.
Yeah, that creative
spaces.
Yeah.
But
I think people forget as well. Sorry, like with you see with Odegaard, he's got a lot of stick, right? And I think people forget, like, you deep his injuries, right? It was his ankle and then his shoulder. He's had big injury hits this season. And when you're in such a physical sport, it's literally your mind battling against your body, because if you put your hand in a fire and it burns you, your body trauma is going to tell you don't do that again because it's going to burn you. So you've taken all this time to recover, get back to fitness. You're now match ready, and the injuries he's had, it's not like you see like a hamstring where you'd still be cautious, but it's a muscle injury. You can get that just if you step wrong or if you drop a little bit or you shake yourself a bit. But his injuries are physical impact injuries, right? And when you're playing a physically impactful game, naturally your brain is going to be battling against your body because that's how you hurt yourself last time and it took you out. So when he's coming on and he's lacking in his creativity, he's physically fighting himself because his body might not necessarily want to do what his mind wants to do because it's a defense mechanism because of the level of injuries he's had to deal with and recover from. And I think people forget that if you touch fire and it burns you, your instinct is going to be to not touch it again. But he has to do everything that he did before when he got injured because it's part of the game. He has to go in for the tackles. He has to duel with other players. He has to jump in the air and possibly get knocked and land on the same shoulder that got injured. He's taking risks that got him injured and he can't fight against them. And I think people forget that. And that's where he kind of lost it a bit. So it's great to see him come on today and played the way that he played and create those opportunities for us so that people can, and I'll be honest, there was a point where I was even a bit like, Rice's mentality, maybe he should be our captain because of the things I just said. Like Erdegaard, he's holding back because you can see his injuries have mentally affected him, right? And it seems like he was a bit scared to be the Erdegaard that he used to be. But then you have games like today, and you're like, that's my skipper, man. You know what I mean? I'm really happy for him. And he deserves the flowers. He deserves to lift the trophy. And he deserves to see success at this club.
And it's optics. So people look at him, right? And because he's not as wham as these guys, right? That he doesn't hold that sort of aura. That's so not true. I saw him walking in the training ground, and that guy is a serious guy. Like he's got an energy about him where you have to take him seriously. Like he's not one of these captains that, you know, aren't willing to pull people up on what they need to be pulled up on. Like he's there. He's involved. So like he's just, look, I guarantee you, if we weren't under the pressure that we were under, we would see a different Odegaard right now. I think once we win, we see the best of Odegaard again. Once that pressure is completely off, because again, this only really matters to a lot of Arsenal fans because we haven't won anything in such a long time and we are so close. I genuinely think that so many of these players get the patience that they're allowed to have, that footballers should all have when they first join a team or when they're recovering from injury, but we don't feel like that. It's the same with Gyökeres, right? So many fans were not patient with Vic. Like, that's the reality of it. And on paper, you should really be patient with him because, again, it's the first time he's playing in the Premier League. You know what I mean? Like, he's adjusting to the physicality of this English league. It's not the same as what it was when he was dominating in Sporting. But look, like, he's growing into it. If we had won the league last year and Gyökeres was the signing, it'd be totally different. No one will be as angry about the performances. Everybody will be looking at the 18 or 21 goals and going, yeah, that is absolutely phenomenal work, because they wouldn't be scrutinizing the games where he scored those goals or trying to work out, you know, has he actually been as impactful as, you know, we needed him to be, because he was the missing piece to the puzzle. And that's the reality. I think a lot of these guys will get that patience. Zubimendi wouldn't be under so much pressure. It's like the same thing, and that's what happens. We're going to see the next few signings that come in at Arsenal are going to have the privilege of playing under a different type of pressure. It's no longer going to be the first time you do something, but it's going to be okay, this is the standard, and you need to meet us here at this level, or you're just not going to make it. And that's a fact. That's it.
Completely agree. I think before we talk about Trossard, there was a moment in the 79th minute, and I think David Raya just cemented his place as player of the season.
That man is just...
Oh, my God. Mateus Fernandes, clear through, one-on-one. I thought it was offside. I thought, how's he got so much space here? So much space. I thought the flag was... I thought maybe he just slots it, flag goes up, and you know when everything just stops? My whole life stopped for him. I thought something must be... And then it just spreads his body. It reminded me of Emi Martinez in the World Cup final against Kolo Muani. The moment that changed football. That could define Arsenal for a long time. Go on, Nate.
As soon as I saw that moment, I don't know if you see my story, that meme that I made of the Spider-Man with putting the glasses on, Emi Martinez and then David Raya. As soon as it happened, I thought of you, Christian, and I was like, I'm waiting for the next eye rubbing. You know, the Gerrard slip that you did?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to send it to you. I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, Christian's going to be dropping that video soon.
That's such a good... I'm dropping that after this. That's a great
It's
idea.
not even just that moment, though. This is the thing that people forget. The header. What about the diving header?
Yeah, that was also in the first half.
Yeah.
It was a great header, and it was a great save. And I was
Joe, I think you make a great point as well. It's not just that, is it? I'm so glad that was 4:30 on a Sunday with every single every fan of every team was watching that game today, because it decides the title and it decides relegation. Yeah, and they always banter us. And I've said David Raya is the best keeper in the world for a long time this season. Yeah. That is why I'm so glad finally everyone tuned in to watch that game. Everyone saw that performance, that moment in particular, and he's player of the season. If we go on to win this title, which I think we will now, he is player of the season. Obviously, shout out Rice, shout out Gabriel. Yeah. But that guy, the amount of points, 18 clean sheets now in the Premier League, 9 in the Champions League. Wow. To think there was a time when we debated Raya and Ramsdale is mad.
Yeah. Give the man his accolades, man. Give him his accolades.
Do you know what Ivan Toney was saying, that he's the best goalkeeper in the world? Like to Chip earlier, like when we first do it, and it's like a couple of mistakes. I couldn't really distinguish the difference between him and Ramsdale at the time when Arteta signed it. Right, I was just like, this is a lot of confusion. I wasn't sure. I thought, like, you know, it got a bit weird. But then oh my gosh, how many times this season have you gone David Raya?
Yeah.
How many times have you said his name out loud because he has made the most outlandish
saves? He's phenomenal.
Like, we're talking about saves like the Jens Lehmann one against Real Madrid when Raul almost put it, you know, in the corner to equal, and he's tipped it onto. He's doing that so frequently. His clips this season where you say best saves 25-26, yeah, is gonna be so mad, because this whole season, this guy, without him, without David Raya, we would genuinely be knocking about third, second, maybe. He has won us points. I want to know.
Facts.
And let's find out. Let's actually find out as well, so we can talk about it later on.
How
many points has
He's won us the Premier League today. He's won us the Premier League today, Mike.
Him and Trossard today have essentially maybe won us the Premier League.
Without that save, we go 1-0 down, and the game could be completely different.
Probably don't win it. Joe, you know what's so funny about what you said? You just said how many times. I spoke to my friend Connor the other day. Shout out my friend Connor. He's a United fan. And he was like, oh yeah, big up for the content, blah, blah, blah. He's been watching, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, bro, I can do an impression of you. And I was like, what? I was like, go on then. He goes, David Raya. That was his impression, like how I start my videos. And I was like, yeah, fair. And again, today, it is one of them. David Raya. And then the compilation starts and the emotional monologue starts. Like, he is incredible, man.
No one.
They need to stop playing on his name. Stop, put some respect on that man's name, man. Like, seriously. And do you know what it is? Because you know, you see the haters and they're like, in Spain, they don't really rate him. Like, shut up, man. Put some respect on David Raya's name. Do you know what he reminds me of? I don't know if you've seen the Jet Li movie Hero, but there's a scene and they're shooting like hundreds of arrows, and they're there and they're just like, and they're just licking off all the arrows here, there, and nothing's getting past. That is the best way I can describe. Give the man his accolades. Put some respect on his name, man. I'm sick of the disses. He is world class. World class. Player of the season.
Is 5'11.5". Google will tell you he's 6 foot. He is. I have seen David Raya. He is not a giant, by the way. He has no right being 6 foot on the nose, right? Just scraping 6 foot and being that good and being that much of a presence in goal. You're talking like, you know, how tall are some of the best goalkeepers in the world? They're never usually his height. They're always bigger. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", huge. But he gets around. He's mobile, and his ball distribution is absolutely phenomenal. Like, he's controlled. He acts as a sweeper sometimes for us. Like, people need to understand, if we win the league, that man, give him whatever he asks for. Give him whatever he asks for. If there's anyone who can say, I did my bit, every player on that team needs to shut their mouth and go, yeah, David Raya.
Player of the season.
I don't think anybody would disagree. And don't get me wrong, like when we spoke about it before with Shay as well, he was always in our top three. He's always all in our top three, but he deserves
him.
That. You can't give it to
him.
Bruno. You've got to give it to him. I get it, Bruno. Okay, great. You've done the assists. Congratulations to you if you do it. Get out of the way. It's that man right there, because the points that he has saved us this season.
Yeah.
Man,
he is exactly who he thinks he is. Give that man his accolades.
And first goalkeeper to win Golden Glove in the Championship, and he's won it Golden Glove 3 times in a row in the Premier League.
He's won it in UEFA as well. He's won it in Europe.
Won it in Europe. Like, what are you talking about? You're talking about, and then
the games to spare.
And then the Spain manager wants to chat like that.
Shut up, man.
Doesn't really make sense. Unai Simon plays for Spain. Look, it's one of those, like Pickford's there's been times when people have called for Pickford not to start. People have called for Ramsdale to start for England or Pope or whoever. But the truth is, Pickford's never really done anything wrong. It's the same with Unai Simon in Unai Simon, if you want to be fancy. In Spain, they won the Euros a couple of years ago with him in goal. Why change if it ain't broken? I think if he was to make a few mistakes or drop off, Raya would take that. Raya will have that number 1 position in the next couple of years. I know he 30, so maybe it's getting a bit late for him, but come on, he's the best goalkeeper in
He's
the world.
got another 10 years in the tank. What are you talking about? What? Goalkeepers have been the only ones that usually go up to about 40, the elite ones anyway.
Yeah, fair. I'm just talking international though, because it's obviously every 2 years, every 4 years for the World Cup. I don't know how many.
I don't even want him
he's got
playing
left
international,
in
man. He can stay fit. They always get injured on international duty anyway. He can stay here.
Yeah, he deserves a summer off. Actually, that could be our argument.
Yeah, go Dubai and have fun with your wife and kids, man.
He deserves a summer off.
Forget about international.
Yeah, give him lollipobs.
Yeah, let him win a World Cup and just sit on the bench. That's fine. He can doesn't make any difference to the argument. He's the best keeper in the world, hands down.
Yeah,
definitely. And yeah, just on Trossard again as well. Like I said, a small man for big moments. I was on the stream today. I said in the 61st minute, I said, I think it's going to be Trossard. I think there's going to be a big moment. I think it's going to be Leandro Trossard. I'm going to clip it up, definitely. And it was him, man. Another big moment. What a player. What a signing. Don't get me wrong. Look, he started the season very, very well. Then fell off a cliff. Wasn't really performing. He had the place cemented. Martinelli was coming in. None of them were really hitting the ground or hitting the heights. But Trossard this last month has been sensational. Refound his form. I don't know if you see that rubbish that was posted about him today online as well by Daily Mail.
Was it?
It was absolute outrageous shit. Did you see it about his wife deleting photos on her Instagram? And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Why are they so invested?
Daily Mail. It's ridiculous, man, about Instagram on a big day for Arsenal, big day for Trossard. For him to then step up.
This is what they do. This is what they do. Let's put a story out when they're it's nearly the end of the season. It's 3 games less. Let's put a story out because his wife deleted some pictures.
Yeah, exactly. It's a joke.
It's just ridiculous. It's actually
is sat monitoring that as well, like just refreshing that.
You're
page.
sat watching Trossard's wife's Instagram.
Sad.
Yeah.
Like, get a life, man.
The thing is, it's so unfortunate, and I think footballers suffer with this the most because they're not seen as humans. That's the thing.
But it's ridiculous.
Because of how much they earn and all of this sort of stuff. People feel like they've got a sense of entitlement to their lives and they're not allowed to actually be human. It's like what's going on with Kylian Mbappe, not to digress too much. He had 50 million signatures to
get him to leave Raya, yeah.
For an approved, by the way, trip away whilst injured. Like for a couple of days. So 50, like you got to think this world is actually mad. Like
it's crazy.
I get it. It's there's funny bits to it, but like this is his life, man. He's going through something. He might have been going through something beforehand, and the media, we know what the media is like. They much rather tear people down than build them up, right? I think one of the sickest quotes comes from Spider-Man when he says, the only thing people love more than a hero is tearing a hero down. Like, is tearing a hero down. That's the only thing people love more than a hero. And Leandro Trossard, like, yeah, he's been poor. And, Daily Mail are trying to kind of capitalize on whatever's going on in his personal life.
Trying to get in his head.
It happened with Pep. It was talking about Pep's wife when he was going through it and City weren't getting the results, unfortunately. It's like they're always just these, like, seedy outlets that are trying to capitalize on it just because clicks counts for engagement, counts for success. And it's like, forget about it. What about the human? These are human. Their bodies are on the line.
Humans with children.
With kids that are going to see this. And it's
They've got kids that have to see this stuff online. And once it's on the internet, I just think just get a life. Like, 1 minute they're talking about because Declan Rice's missus isn't what they would be attracted to. Yeah. Get out of here. They've been childhood sweet. Why do you care who Declan Rice is with, for one? That's his missus. That's the mother to his children, the woman that supported him through thick and thin. Leave her alone. Then you've got people talking about Saka's fiance. Is she bleaching her skin? Why does she look like... Bro, it's not rocket science. It's winter. Okay? Yeah. We get lighter in the winter. Leave the girl alone. And now people are talking about Trossard's wife. Like, just get a life. I can't fathom. I can be invested in football and I'll look at stats and look at injuries and players and this player's perform well. But these are women who are just there raising their children and supporting their husbands, and you have nothing better to do but
It's a
to
joke,
just
man.
study Trossard's wife's Instagram and she deleted a picture of him. Like, get a life, man.
That's got
It's ridiculous.
4.4 million views on X. You're talking about someone's
of course it
personal
will.
life. It's a joke.
Just stick to
It's
Absolute
ridiculous.
joke. But look, even
and it's
more
got
big up to
nothing
Leandro
to do with his
Trossard, man.
career.
Even more respect and
Ridiculous.
props to him, man. To go and score that goal in a
for him
big
to get a
moment.
score.
Wow.
In a big moment,
Incredible.
arguably the biggest moment of our season.
Sorry,
Go on,
touching on Trossard quickly while we're talking about him. Did anybody, because normally he does the goggles, I don't know if he did it. I think I was in Mayhem at that time doing
Yeah, he
this.
did
But
that.
what was
What
that?
is that?
What was that?
Trossard, maybe. No?
Trossard.
Oh, yeah.
T for Trossard.
That's
yeah.
a new one. I was like, what?
Come on, Nate.
I saw a little
Sorry
over.
about
I was like, is he doing the Eze?
I can't even,
Is it Eze?
I can't even blame it on the time because we're not even doing this late, are we? Like,
Yeah.
What's this, you say? Is that
Oh,
Can you
no.
imagine though if Trossard's like, yeah, it's not actually a T. I just didn't know.
Yeah,
what to do.
exactly.
Can you
No,
imagine?
Might not be. It
Yeah.
might be for his kid
know
or
what's
something. You
happened
know,
there.
when,
Yeah.
you know the kids.
Yeah, that's what I
Dad,
thought.
if
That's
you
what
score,
I was
can you do
asking
like
because I was
this,
like, oh,
or-
maybe that was something to do with his wife and his family. You know, like,
Yeah,
this is his last
maybe.
name, so maybe it was like
Maybe.
doing something for the family name.
Never know.
I assume
But
that
that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for clearing that up. It wasn't actually cryptic, was it? So that's
No, exactly. But all right. Do we talk about it? Do we talk about the end of VAR?
Yes.
We don't need.
Yes.
Do we? We need to talk. All right. Go on, Nathan. You start us off.
I don't understand it. Any other time in the game that's given without that, like no one would be talking about it if it was given any other time other than the 95th minute. Like that's it. There's nothing else to say. It's a foul. That's it.
It's a foul in
That's
two
my piece.
areas. Pablo, for one, has his arm around
Yeah,
his
it's two
neck.
fouls. It's two fouls.
That's what
Arm
I'm
around
saying.
his neck,
in two
grabbing
areas.
his arm and dragging
Pablo-
his shirt
I will
back.
say,
Pablo's arm is around his neck and holding his wrist, first of all. At the same time, Tadibo is literally yanking his shirt.
Yeah.
Right? So two
His
players
shirt
in
was
two
above
areas.
his belly button.
Two players are fouling him at the same time. When I first saw it, and I saw it quickly, and then I saw Arteta doing this, like Chloe said, I thought, is there a handball? When I watched the replay, obviously it's hard to see that
right
first
on
of
the
all from
line.
certain angles. I was like, nah, they ain't going to give it, man. Like, there's always pushing and pulling in the box. We do it a lot. But that was so clear. Ben White did it a few years ago against Leicester, right? And he grabbed the keeper's arm, and they disallowed it from a corner. When it came out to Trossard, he put it in the top corner. They disallowed the goal. If you grab a keeper's arm, it is a foul. Yes, there have been times this season where maybe we're backing into goalkeepers or players here and there. It might be a tiny little shirt pull. I remember, I think it was Calafiori at the start of the season at Old Trafford. There was a tiny little tug on someone's shirt and this and that. But at the same time, I think Mason Mount had someone's shirt in the air. This was
Gabriel.
Arsenal fans weren't.
No, not
yeah,
Mason
Gabriel.
Mount. Yeah.
Someone had
It
Mason
wasn't
Mount's
Mason Mount
shirt
that
at
had
some
Gabby.
point. Like, I can't remember,
Yeah.
but anyway, there's been times this season where there's been contact, but it hasn't been enough, right? But that is two fouls on the goalkeeper, and if it wasn't anywhere near Raya, say there was a header at the front post, and then Raya was fouled like this, but it bounced out, and then Raya was clear, and then it went in. But it's literally Raya that goes for the ball. If he isn't impeded, he catches the ball. Raya is incredible at claiming crosses. Yeah, he has to flap for it. His arm's pulled down. His shirt is pulled.
Yeah.
What do you expect the guy to do? It's a foul.
And he had it in his hands, and you
It's
can
clear and
see
obviously
where he
a
literally
foul.
is like that.
My
I'm
thing
saying.
is, look, that was a foul. Were there other fouls in the box? Yes, probably. But the amount that Raya was impeded, goalkeepers are often treated slightly differently in those situations because it's quite clearly an issue. For me, it's one of those ones where if it goes against you, you're fuming. If it goes for you, you're
happy.
Like, it's just, this is the beautiful part of football, because I can't say to you guys with my whole chest that if I was on the other end of that, I would feel completely satisfied. I will be like, yeah, that is a foul on David Raya, but what about Declan Rice? But what about this? And what about that? And like, why hasn't that been called? Like, there's a whole bunch of things that we could point to in that moment, right? If I was on the other end of it, I'd be fuming. But also, it's part of the game. It was checked, and it was very clearly a foul. They looked at all of those things. It is what it is. We know VAR is annoying. VAR is going to continue being annoying. And this time, for once, I'm just happy that we're not on the wrong end of the stick. We've had some good VAR decisions this season, but like today's one, it felt like God in heaven was like, yeah, it's your turn to win, Arsenal. You know what? I'm gonna let this one slide because it felt like such a stereotypical Arsenal moment where it just falls apart in the dumbest way possible, and it just didn't happen.
Would have been ironic from a corner, innit, Joe? A set piece. Imagine it was a set piece that derailed our
everything
title.
was so laid out. And the thing that scared me the most, which is so random, by the way, is anytime we play anyone with like former Arsenal players, I get a bit like spooked because they always score against us. Like it's one of them always comes back to haunt us, like without fail, right? It's happened too many times. And today, every time they had a corner, all I could think was, I can't have Mavropanos score against us again. Please.
He cleared one off the line, didn't he? First half as
yeah.
well.
Oh my
Yeah, from
gosh,
Calafiori.
that clearance, by the way.
Just let it roll in. He could have got away with it.
No, come on, man. Is it because we didn't give you the contract? Like, come on, bro. Like, what are you talking about? We had faith in you. But anyway, look, I am sad for West Ham. I don't want them to go down, to be honest with you. But it's necessary. I gave the the example of Thanos throwing Gamora off a cliff. And I feel like that's what's happened again today. I don't want you to go down, Hammers, come on the irons. But
come on, you irons.
And
now we can say, come on, you irons.
Guardiola, come on, you irons.
By the way, if Arteta did that, if Arteta boosted anything, because I'm sorry, Arteta, one thing I'll say about him, he said straight up, we have to perform. Like I said, we have to win our games. We have to do what's done of us, yeah. But for Pep to be like, come on, you irons, and run off, yeah. I'm sorry.
We were talking about this.
We were talking about it just before he came.
He's allowed, He's allowed, man.
Do you know why he's not allowed? Do you know why he's not allowed? Because isn't he supposed to be the best manager in the country? So why are you saying, come on, you irons? Why are you not believing that you and your team can get it back?
Because Chloe...
Should it be
Chloe's on smoke.
Chloe, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Pep can get out of here, man. Because the irons didn't come on.
Because when you win so much, right? When you've won everything in so many times, you are allowed. You're given.
No, forget about it.
Arteta and Pep are so similar in so many ways when it comes to their media interactions and interviews, right? Like there is a whole bunch of stuff that I'm sure people will say Pep's an absolute maniac for doing in the training ground and so on and so forth. But the difference is, especially UK press, they do not like self-confidence. They don't like it. The moment you are confident before your time, they hate it. They can't stand it. Arteta is never going to be allowed to do any of these things until he wins.
Trust me, even when he wins, if you think that narrative is going to change, when we win the league, Joe, I don't even know what I've got to do because I could tell you now, we could win the league, the Champions League, the FA Cup, we could do the quadruple for the first time, and I can guarantee you money, they will still come out and have something to say about Arteta.
No, they will.
Money on it.
But they will call him, but he's more likely to be called a genius for a lot of these tactics that he uses than a maniac. And that's just the God honest truth. The British media are always going to be like this. Like, until you prove yourself, you are not allowed to be confident. Even us as fans, think about it. We're not allowed to be confident. I'm happy that we're winning.
No, scrap that. Be confident, man. Believe in your own source, yeah.
Oh, it's fans like you. And I'm like, what? Because I'm happy we won, bro. Like, just shut up, man.
That's what they always say, innit? Fans like you, they're the reason we don't want to.
They're on the problem because you don't talk too soon. And it's like,
forget it.
Who cares, bro? Like, what do you mean? Like,
listen, there's fans watching Championship football that fill out their stadiums week in, week out, and are singing and dancing till 90 minutes. And if their team wins or loses, they still support their club. Right. 100%. And that's why I say scrap all of that. You can't be confident. Believe in your own source, man. Straight. Because in the end of the day, my confidence, do you know one thing about me? I thrive off the fact that people don't like Arsenal. That's why I take the piss out of these other clubs, because I'm telling you now, you see, when we win that league, if you think I'm unbearable now, hey, you will not hear the end of it. And Pep, come on, you irons. They didn't come on and you're still chasing us. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Had to put Chloe big screen for that. Come on.
Yeah, believe in your own source, man. I'll be confident through it all. I don't need to wait for them to validate me. I'm confident.
Yep, there you go. But that's the problem. So many of them are looking for that validation from rival fans.
No, we don't need that. They can keep
like,
their validation.
Stop it, you. Yeah. Also, final reminder, I remember you fans, by the way, right? I'm not going to dwell on it, but I remember you fans that weren't with us in the storm.
Mhm.
And when we're at the parade
When
together,
Marwan Shamak was our main striker.
when we're looking at Yossi Benayin, right? When we're looking at Park
Yaya
Ji-young, wear that
Sanogo.
Yeah.
number 9 shirt, yeah.
Mustafi.
Listen. I
Mustafi.
remember Scalacci. I remember
Lord
when
Bentner.
you weren't there with us and you were like, oh, I'm not
And
watching Arsenal. Do you know what I mean, bro? Oh my, Kim Kallstrom. I
Oh my
remember
days.
these days. Let me tell you something. You weren't with me. You weren't with us.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna let it slide when you're at the parades. All I know is just make sure your energy isn't overly smug. You're allowed to be happy, but you just turn that smugness down. You're not allowed to enjoy as much as some of us that have been through hell.
Yeah.
Nah, we've all been there, man. We've all been through the trenches with this team. It's about time we were allowed to celebrate. Actually, about time we celebrated something that actually meant something. About time we saw some
About time.
silverware and some big silverware. And talking about FA Cups, as amazing as they are, I'm talking about Premier League trophies, maybe Champions League trophies as well. Before we finish here, this has been a great pod. It's a bit weird to do it because Burnley's, I think, like 8 days away. But we might as well have a little chat about that because the next pod we do will be after Burnley. I assume we're all confident. Burnley are 19th. They had a good result today. They drew 2-2 against Villa, but a Villa that are kind of on the beach with an eye on the final. Any hesitations at that game? Is it going to be comfortable, Joe? You said West Ham would be comfortable. It wasn't. Burnley at home, could they pose a problem? They got nothing to play for, but at the same time they can play without fear. It should be a comfortable win at home, right?
I mean, we better roll them over.
But you know us. We don't like to make it easy.
If there's a game that I would be infuriated by if we didn't roll them over, it's that game. I'm like, there is just don't wind me up, boys. Don't
Don't do it.
There's no excuses.
Actually, don't. I'm not entertaining any conversation that is separate from a comfortable W for us. A comfortable 3-goal margin. Like there isn't a version in my mind that allows my brain to go, oh, Burnley might be a bit difficult. They might scare. I told you, I will just never have that mindset for some of these teams. Can't. I think we're wasting our breath here, to be honest with you. And with all respect to Burnley, like, unfortunately, this has just not been your year. You weren't Premier League ready this year, and that's fine. God willing, you'll be back next year. But there is no way I'm looking at our team saying we're amongst the best teams in the world and worrying about Burnley, who are already going down.
I completely agree.
Season as well. I don't think we've had 8 days rest all season, have we?
It's been a while, yeah.
I don't think we have.
8 days.
That's United numbers. That's Man United
holiday.
Numbers.
Nothing will touch. United had like 23 days, didn't they? Bloody hell.
Yeah, they did.
They literally had a month off. It's like having a winter break. It's insane.
Didn't you say that we've won more games than they would have played this whole season?
We've won 42 now this season. They're going to have played 40 games when the season ends, which is insane. Again,
crazy.
Bruno Fernandes winning. Let's not get into it. Anyway, what we should do then, because Man City have got Palace on Wednesday, right? We all think we're going to win. They're going to win that. Does anyone think they might drop points there?
Yeah, City will win that.
City win, Joe?
I think they win every game, to be honest. I think Bournemouth they're potentially going to.
I think they could draw with Bournemouth.
I think they will. I think they will win.
All right, let's just do it because I don't think Joe would disagree. Let's just do a score prediction for these next 3 then. So Man City Palace. I'm going to go Man City 3-1. Joe?
I'm going to go Palace 1-1.
Palace 1-1. Chloe?
1-1. They're going to
draw.
Is that
Etihad?
Okay.
I'm going to say 3-0 to City.
3-0. Nath?
Glasner's resting his boys for Europa.
2-0.
2-0. Right.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? That prediction is just pure and utter based on nothing but just.
Well, that would mean that we could see Arsenal lift the title. I think we're all going to be there at the Burnley game, right? Like, I need that. I need it.
Can I just say as well, if it goes to that Burnley game, just the Premier League will be in the building.
I know. It'll be there. The trophy will literally be there if we win. Anyway, I think City will be Palace.
Say that to me, man. I don't want to hear that, man.
Let's predict that Burnley game. Nathan, let's start with you.
Let's go positive. 4-0. Let's go.
4-0,
Let's
I
go
like
for
that.
it. Like I said, no excuses. 4-0.
Chloe?
Yeah, I'd say a 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Joe?
Go on, Joe.
It's gonna go like 6.
Go on, Joe.
Give us an emphatic 5.
Come on, Joe.
Give
I
us
like
a
it.
5.
I was gonna go with the 4 as well. I like the 4. And then let's just do
4.
Bournemouth City. So this will decide when we could win the title. So if City drop points against Palace, we beat Burnley, we win the league. We could win it at the Emirates. If they beat Palace, which I'm pretty sure they will, and we beat Burnley, and they drop points against Bournemouth, we win the league without even being on the pitch. If they win against Bournemouth, then we can win it against Palace at Selhurst. So let's just do a prediction for that Bournemouth City game. I think they draw that, and I think we win it. Remember how when Leicester won it,
I was
they were all
gonna
in the
say
room
2-2.
together, all watching. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-1. Bournemouth are unbeaten in 16, I think.
2-1.
Yeah, since January, I think they ain't lost since January.
It's mad.
And they're playing at Bournemouth. They're playing
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
City are playing away.
Long
Semenyo
journey
going
for
back.
City.
Yeah.
Joe, what have you gone
It's a long
2-1
journey.
Bournemouth?
Yeah.
And you guys have both gone 2-2.
Yeah.
So we're saying that Arsenal win the Premier League on Tuesday, the 19th of May. Wow. Well, people let us know in the comments.
I'm saying Arsenal win the league at Burnley, mate.
Oh
You lot
yeah,
saying
you
G.
are actually. You are.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
But
I'm
you
not
said
saying
you
it's
said that
fake.
is based on pure hope and vibes. It's not based on any football on the
Pure
pitch.
vibes, pure like rolling the dice with my eyes closed and like seeing what sticks. I've just said numbers.
Fair. Well, look, the footballing gods were on our side today. It went our way. Hopefully it goes our way.
Please.
Palace do something, because when I got that ticket for the Burnley game, I thought surely that's the game where we see it, where we actually lift it in front of our own fans. It would be beautiful. But if it's
That'd
not
be
meant to be, if we
amazing.
lift it, however we lift it, just lift it. Just win it. I don't actually care at this point. But people, this has been a great pod. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Shout out to Joseph Charm as always, Chloe Laurel as always. Yeah, Nathan doing Trossard. Big up to everyone. It's been great. We're back after Burnley, which will be in 8 days' time. Hopefully City slip up. We don't know. But either way, we'll see you soon.